What up, everybody? And we're back with the Love First podcast. It's your boy, Kata Don.
And I'm Natika.
And we have a very special guest in the studio with us. We have Miss Chanel Ray in the building. How are you doing? And when I say super special guest, and when I say keys to success, she is the definition of keys to success. Now, what we have here, you might have heard of a publicist, right? She is a super publicist. Plus, she's done podcasting. Plus, a whole lot of stuff. She has a crazy clientele from Hot 97, WWE, Jimmy Jazz, a whole lot more, Drewski, Jim Jones. I mean, the list just keeps going on and on. So we really got a superstar in the building that we want to get some keys to success from our audience, from you. So we're excited to have you here.
I'm excited to be here. Thanks for thinking of me.
Of course. And before we get started, since we're blessing you guys with these keys to success, let's make sure we shout out Fiji in the building. The best water on earth. If you ain't drinking Fiji, like, what are you drinking, right? And also, make sure you hit like, comment, subscribe. And if you're watching this for the first time, it means for some reason you don't have the Love First TV app. So I want you to take a second out your time. I'm going to give you a second real quick. Make sure you download that and subscribe. And if they haven't already, Natika,
what are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for? Now, let's get into it. Can you actually break down what a publicist does? Because we talk about you being a super publicist and what you got going on. So some people don't know what a publicist does and why is it so important to have that, whether you're podcasting, whether you're an artist, whether you're a station, whether you're a company, just the importance of it.
Okay, public relations, I want to say we do not make the news, we publicize the news. So you can imagine it's our job to make everything that you're doing look and feel not only bigger than it is, but let the people know about it. It's one thing to have a podcast, but if no one is listening or no one knows it exists, then what's the point? And I tell the same thing whether you're an artist or you have the best hair product. If no one knows about this product, then and there's a difference between marketing and public relations. Marketing is a paid placement. Advertising is paid placement. Public relations is earned. It's saying that Fiji, if you're marketing or advertising, Fiji has paid to be here. But if you're in public relations and you got your water here, you're saying, no, you guys are recommending authentically that we drink Fiji water. That's earned media, and that's the business of public relations.
Wow.
Yes. Broken down, simplistic for you. Major keys dropping already.
Yeah, that is so fascinating. So, like, what separates, you just explained what a publicist is, but as Kwame was saying, Kata Don, he described you as a super publicist. So what makes you a super publicist? Because it's so fascinating.
A lot of people out here, they call themselves celebrity publicists or super publicists. I'm just me. I am proud to say that my work speaks for itself. And most of my clients and roster, believe it or not, has come in through referrals. I believe in networking across. And that's how most of my clients, even the legacy or superstar clients that have crossed my desk and my roster, have come in, I want to say, mostly by referrals, if not all.
Yeah. And I mean, so like the reason I'm because you're super humble. So I'm going to call you a super publicist. One, I mean, the awards and the stuff that she does is just amazing. One, I actually personally even got to see these moves even in these last few weeks. But you got awards from the NAACP, All Hip Hop, Essence being one of the most powerful female publicists in the world. Like these are what the people are saying. So whether she want to admit she a super publicist now, we gonna admit it for her because that's what she doing. But I want to know what is it that you particularly do that you kind of notice different from other publicists, that you're getting the awards, you're getting these recognitions. Like what are you doing differently than everyone else?
That's a good question. What I pride myself on is one, giving my team the same support and accolades that they give me. There's no way I can do all of this by myself. So shout out one to my partner Ian and my full staff, Winston, Justin, T, and Zenobia. And shout out to all the ones that were part of the team before then. We've been doing this from 2008. So our talent pool internally has had some pretty amazing people, and I couldn't do it without them. So one, I think the difference between me as an independent publicist compared to a lot of other independent PR firms, and I say independent because that means that we are not a corporation. We're still under a staff of 15 and so on. And I think that even though, yes, I'm the face, I am the person that, waves the Legion flag, I think that a lot of times other publicists don't really know how to expand their business, and understanding that this is a business and not just an extension of, say, an administrative role for a brand or a person or a product and all that. So I think it's just how we structure our business.
How did you go from studying political science into publishing? Jeez.
No, not even publishing. Publishing, actually, I wanted to study publishing. I thought I was going to get my master's in publishing. And those of you who don't know what publishing is, I'm not talking about music publishing. I'm talking about book publishing, magazine publishing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I actually thought I was going to go that route. It just by chance, and I want to say fate has a lot to do with where you end up, and timing is everything. So I'm dating myself here, but I graduated college in 2006, and these dates are very important. So I'm a fresh graduate, 2006. I am working at advertising age, getting my marketing and advertising knowledge, really real life experience, but still writing for different publications like In Touch Weekly. And again, fresh out of college, so my money's not really, the bag is not that deep. And I am out, just still hustling and whatnot. And my partner got a call from the NAACP to put together a fashion show. And when we were in college, we used to put on fashion shows to publicize our magazine that we started. Again, we thought we were going to be in publishing. We thought we were going to be the next Vibe magazine. Like we definitely started that on a college level, and said, this was our goal, and our ambition was in publishing. And so anyways, so NAACP asked us to put in, hey, you remember that fashion show that you used to do in college? What about putting one together for our centennial? It's our 100-year anniversary, and we want you guys to put on a fashion show for our youth and college division, but on a major level. It's going to be at the Marriott Marquis in Times Square, and we're having different events on every level. And now, again, guys, I want you to remember the year. It is now 2008. Mm-hmm. And this is July of 2008 when we got that call. So we said, okay, we're going to, get the bag for the summer, like my summer money. Sure. And at this time, again, I'm writing for In Touch Weekly. So I said, Ian, you put together the fashion show, get the designer, set up the production, whatever, and I'll handle my red carpet. That will include, I'm writing, so I know other writers, okay, and I know some publicists at the time and some B and C, D celebrities at the time. I put together a little red carpet, a little something. Mm-hmm. Okay, fine. So we do this, and again, it's July of 2008. So I don't remember if you guys remember a gentleman by the name of Barack Obama who was running for office at that time.
You might know him.
Vaguely familiar.
Right, no. He was speaking. Remember, it's July, so he was still campaigning for the primaries. And so one of his stops was at the NAACP convention at Marriott Marquis, and our event got more attention than Barack.
Wow.
And yes, the next day, we end up in the USA Today, New York Post, 17 Magazine, all these different people or publications supported our little fashion show. We had, these days, everyone is pro-culture and whatnot, but I guess we were ahead of the forefront, and we had, all Black designers, and all, even the DJ down to the talent that was performing inside was all POC, and it was just on a major scale. And so, yes, we had all of this this press the next week, And so much so that the designers down to the DJ asked us to do publicity for them. And we're like, PR, like, I was like, this was a summer gig. I'll get back to you on that. But again, the date is very important. It's July of '08. And so now by October of '08, stock market crashes. And so, books start closing left and right. I got laid off from Ad Age. I got less and less assignments from In Touch Weekly. And again, remember what I told you? I wanted to study after college. I wanted to go to grad school for publishing. Physical magazines started to close left and right. And that was that transition between, we have to transition to digital. And some publications were adamant about not doing that. We're giving away our content for free. What about advertising? Blah, blah, blah. So anyways, books started closing left to right. And again, I'm laid off and getting less and less assignments. So I said, maybe we should take this PR thing kind of seriously. But with like all things, if you're going to start a business, you have to know your craft, right? Once you guys started your podcast, I'm sure you did a bunch of research to find out who your competitors are, what topics, what's the professional way of doing something, and not just winging it like how we did our red carpet. So we brought on another partner at the time, and her name was shout out to Sasha Thompson. Used to do publicity for the Brooklyn Museum. So she's official tissue, and she went to school for publicity, for PR. And so she came in and she showed us the ropes, and she, straightened us up and made us, dot our I's and cross our T's as we should, and gave us the foundation that we needed. Now, Sasha's off to doing a lot of production stuff and all that. But, and shout out to her, she's doing amazing. But, we filled in, and kept at the PR thing. And one client led to another client, and here we are.
Wow, that is an incredible story.
Amazing. I mean, yeah, you've worked with a lot of clients, and I have questions about the referral. Actually, even before we get into that, because also a name that stood out to me on your client list. There might be some people that might have heard of the name, but there have been credit given to you for helping break artists such as Cardi B. So if y'all familiar, y'all might know superstar. Might know her, superstar Cardi B. But I'm curious, what role did you play and how did that connection come about?
Again, everything based on referral. One of my clients, God rest the dead, Chinks, his manager, shout out to Biggs and his wife Janelli, we're still all a super family. That's one thing I can say, that they're, since that tragic loss, we've all become really, really close and like family. But at the time, Biggs, again, Chinks' manager, he's very close with Cardi's old manager, Shaft, and again, based on referrals. So Shaft had these bunch of artists that he was willing to, that he had under his wing at the time, Cardi, Hood Celebrity, and a few others, and asked Biggs, like, hey, who was doing Chinks' PR, da-da-da-da. And Biggs referred me, and I started working directly under Shaft. But I have to say, and I put this on record all the time, I was not Cardi's publicist. I was doing digital, what they called at the time, digital marketing, but it was really PR. On that. It's just, again, because of the time period, it was the blog era, right? And so all of what is now fallen under traditional PR was known then, before the TikToks, before all of video on Instagram and all that. It was digital marketing, because that was the digital aspect. So I was doing digital PR, and I was given the title digital marketing manager, because Shaft was very adamant about having his in-house publicity person being groomed and kind of in training in that same space. But you cannot take away from my accomplishments and any given fact that I was the person that got Cardi her first music placements. And that I will go on record to say, title or no title, it's because of me you heard the first Cardi B record, or saw or read the first Cardi B product.
Yes.
That's a fact.
Big facts.
Wow. That's
big
incredible.
facts. I mean, amazing. Yeah, like, I mean, even like your story is just, so inspiring and amazing. You know, and that's one of the reasons why we even brought you on. I mean, just even being named, you know, top powerful publicist and all the moves that you make, and even being a mother, you know, and in this industry, entertainment. My question, actually, I have two-part questions. So the first part of the question, right? How is it balancing being a mother and then a full-time career woman, especially with something like the entertainment industry? When even just as a single man, right? I'm not single right now, but I'm just saying like back then.
Clarify, rectify, ASAP, hello.
Right. Don't want to get in trouble. But it was always, you know, hard balancing the time, especially in the entertainment industry when there's not necessarily like a clock in, clock out box and things of that nature. So I'm curious how you're able to do that balance.
It's funny. I was speaking to what I always say is my real friends. Shout out to my Pace University crew. There, you know, I put them in boxes because a lot of the times, as you know, you have your industry friends, and because we speak to our industry friends so much, you know, and again, shout out to God rest the dead, Shanks. Shanks was one of my industry friends, but real friends. He was the godfather of my son, and yeah, and so to answer your question about, you know, how do you do it? I think it's not just about the entertainment industry. I was having this conversation with my Pace friends, my real friends.
Yeah. Shout out the real friends out there.
Right. You know, your high school buddies, your Pace, you know, your college friends and all that, people that are in your, you know, your more personal life, I should say. So we're having the same conversation, and it's not just the entertainment industry. We're saying it because we're in the entertainment industry, and so we're feeling that. But it's across all industries. My best friend, she works for United Airlines. She's one of the, you know, biggest managers at the Newark headquarters, and she has a hard time balancing. We actually were joking. We're like, you know, our grandmas are the ones that came up with this BS. you cannot balance it. And, you know, and shout out to grandmas and the great grandmas that paved the way to let us have careers. And so I'm joking. But serious at the same time, they were adamant about being able to have it all. And I don't think that you can. You can have a little bit of each. You can have balance. And I try to have balance in my life. But it's a simple fact that if you only have your career to focus on, you better be doing a shit job at your career. Cover your eyes, kids. Or your ears, kids. So sorry. But if you're a stay-at-home mom, and not saying that stay-at-home parents aren't working, I'm just saying you better be great at it, right?
Yeah,
because you have a limited focus. When my time has to be split across, you know, a personal relationship, my kid, my career, they're all I'm gonna do good at it. They'll be B+, you know, maybe 1 month I'll get an A+, mm-hmm. 1 month I'll get a B in this one and A+, but something's gotta give. Yeah. So I want us, especially as women and moms or parents, to get rid of that motion to feel like you gotta be you gotta be A+ all the time at each of them. No, mm-hmm. that's bull crap. Again, there's kids in the room. But it's unfair to put that pressure on us. And there are times where something's got to give. You know, I have a big event coming up for Salam Remy next week, and I already said, guess what? I got to bring my grandmother to come home, and she's got to, she's got to stay with us for the week, because guess what? Mommy duties have to put a slight back seat, because mommy's career needs her more this week. Some weeks, my son's first communion is coming up next month. Guess what?
Career takes a back seat.
Right. My man's birthday is coming up next month. So he'll get the A+. You know what I'm saying? Everything you gotta have. That's beautiful
the way you described it. Yeah,
it's different. Everybody gets their own week.
Okay, that's really encouraging to know, because I've thought about wanting to have kids someday, and I'm very focused on my career. Me and my partner are both very focused on our careers, and they're very much intertwined.
And something's got to give. I'm just telling you that it's never the right time. My sister was a teenage mom. She had my niece at 17.
Wow.
And my niece was the most blessing to our family. So I understand that God brought her here for a reason. At the time, it was devastating, for the family and whatnot. But my sister is damn near done. She is not even 35 yet, and she is successful. And my niece and nephew are amazing. And that was, her and her early. Meanwhile, I had my kid at 30. I focused on my career and getting my career, but I would have probably liked to have another kid. Not saying that time has passed for me, but it's the focus. That notion of having it all is so unrealistic. You can have a little bit of all, but you can't have max all unless you got max money. So then focus on that. And then even then and still, you hear the horror stories of people that can't conceive when they get older.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so, the people freeze their eggs and blah, blah, blah. It's just, again, it's so much pressure. So if the moment is now, then the moment is now. But
if you were, I'm so sorry.
No, good.
If you were, let's say you didn't have kids, and you decided you wanted to have kids at your age, at this far in your career, would you still do it?
Yes, because my recognition from myself is that my purpose in life is not solely attached to profession.
Mm-hmm.
Purpose does not equal profession, and that's what I think us as Americans get tied up solely on.
Yep.
Your purpose in life could literally be to tell a message to someone down the block that you met over a slice of pizza. Has nothing to do with your profession. I would like to believe that my character and my morality is more defines my purpose than just my profession. So yes, I would have still had a child, or God willing, maybe even have another child, but that's also part of my purpose, is to be a mom.
Yeah.
I love that you said that. It was like this quote that resonated with me. I posted in my story recently, and it was basically like, money doesn't define my success, but even how you influence people is a more definition of success for me. So like, not even
Absolutely.
like getting just stuck on profession, or just getting like you said, but like the morality, how you move and how you are as a mother, and even what your kids end up doing, what they bring to the world too. That's still going to be blessings that come back to you. Like, wow, like you produced that, Yep. So, and just the keys that you were saying, and I hope y'all marking down these keys, because she gave y'all a lot of keys to success on the balance. And that was beautiful for women and mothers. But even as a man, it was like stuff I relate to from, we have a non-for-profit company together. We have, podcast company, entertainment, and then we're also music artists.
Yeah.
So sometimes even that balance of just understanding, what is what, and then we feel like, oh man, am I away from music too long? Is it okay? We're doing the podcast, the business mind. But what you said, it just brought a lot of comfort, and it kind of took some anxiety away. Just like, look, this week you get the A+. This week you're getting the A+. Like, we can't do A+ all the time. When you put that type of pressure on yourself,
Absolutely.
you're just, you're going to fall. So don't put that type of pressure. So that was definitely a major key right there.
Yeah.
And now, so even what I want to ask too, being so in the entertainment industry, because we have a lot of followers. I mean, and a lot aren't in the entertainment, but we also have a lot. We went to different music schools and stuff like that. So with female audio engineers to producers and DJs and stuff like that, that may not be as common in the field. But can you explain, like, what are the hurdles of being a woman in the industry, and how can you overcome that? To even get to the position that you are, how you've overcame it, just to give them some inspiration.
Definitely this isn't just for women, but it's more so for everyone. 9 times out of 10, I am the only woman in a room. The only woman of color in a room. Especially when I'm in rooms with more of my corporate clients, and then have to feel this responsibility of talking for and speaking up for women or people of color and whatnot. What I can say is to be confident. Confidence is key across all aspects of your life. Trust your gut, trust your instincts, and be confident enough. And, you know, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be open to learning and listening, but know that you're in those rooms for a reason.
Yeah.
And take advantage of those moments. One meeting that I had, I want to say pre-pandemic, it was maybe a few months before we got on lockdown. I had a business meeting with Gary V and Jim Jones and one of Jim's business partners. And again, at the dinner table, it's me and 3 other guys who were, you know, much older than me and more experienced and whatnot. And in the mid-conversation, Gary says to me, Chanel, I want to know what you think. And I'm like, me? He's like, yeah, you're at this table. You're the only woman here. You're way younger than us. You speak up. You're here for a reason. And he goes, if I tell you anything, it's to understand there's a reason you're the only woman at this table. So don't F it up.
I was almost expecting you to say something about Gary Vee once you mentioned his name. I was like, what did he do now? Because I went through a time period where like first when I heard about Gary Vee, I'm like, oh wow, you know, I love his energy of like, you know, you can't let anything get to you, just do it. And then I went through a period where I was like, I don't want to hear anything he's saying. Like I just don't want to hear it. And now I'm like back into like, you know what? Yeah, I'm all about it. So
no, and give yourself grace.
Yeah.
And I know why you feel that way, because there are moments of my time where even on the weekend when I'm supposed to turn off music and turn off, you know, or listen for only pleasure, and I'm like, I don't even want to hear this, like turn it off. I don't want to hear the radio right now. I don't want to hear it, because it triggers the work. You know, I have a PR group chat with a lot of my PR girls, and and one of them, shout out to Alicia and Francois, Alicia Gooding, she
shout out Alicia Gooding.
Sure. She texted in our group chat, and she goes, Francois, you're over here in our group chat responding, and I'm over here texting you, and you can't respond, but you're in our WhatsApp group. And Francois was like, because hello, that's where the work is. I'm hiding right now. and I totally get it. So don't think, you know, it's certain things that trigger us of like, you know, of the work, and it's okay. It's okay. Give it a break. You know, when you were in college or in high school and whatnot, you were taught, you know, to leave a paper and, you know, take a break and come back and the words will come. It's the same way. It's the same operation. Mm-hmm. Leave it alone for a little bit and come back to it. And trust me, the work will be there.
Awesome. And, you know, I'm curious. So this is different subject, but I was watching a clip, and I'm kind of wondering if you were there, because I know you were running around doing the press run, but when Jim Jones and Hitmaker, right, they was running around.
Ebro, I know where this is.
Well, no, not even the Ebro. I see, now you're going to tell me the Ebro thing. I might have missed that one.
No, okay.
we going to talk about
that.
I gotta know. But now I was actually talking about, what was it, with Self and the chips with Little Baby. Yes. Have you tried those chips? Because I haven't even.
No, I did not try them, but I am from Belize, so guess what? The pepper thing, that no bother me. Like, my dad straight up gave me habanero pepper as a kid, as a like smaller than these kids.
Just as a snack.
No, yes, because one, to acquire the taste, but then, you know, on some West Indian dad macho-ness, he said it's supposed to stop your nature, right? Right. It's supposed to make you not, you know, want certain things. And as I got older, he said, well, Biebs, it look like it make you hotter.
So just to give
Shout out to my dad.
Just to give y'all a little backstory, right? So Hitmaker and Jim Jones, they were both on DJ Self's podcast, right? Mm-hmm. And he had like Little Baby chips because they got the rap snacks, and he ate it. and he was like sweating and burning up during the interview.
Profusely.
Yo, he's like wearing one shirt,
So
one
it became
layer.
an episode of Hot Ones.
But listen, Hitmaker got a hoodie on, all this stuff, like almost like he in like a winter snowstorm, just cool as a breeze, nothing going on. And then Jim Jones, he taking up everything, just burning up while the interview going, just dripping. And I kind of relate to it. I be feeling that. I be like, dang, I be hot all the time. Everybody else look mad cool, and I'm like burning up. So I had to ask you about them.
Shout out to DJ Self. DJ
Yes.
Self is actually one of the early people, again, that gave me a shout out in my career. Most people know me from working with Hot 97 now, and yes, most of the DJs and jocks at Hot are on my personal roster, much less my consulting with on the corporate side. But the truth is, I started on the power side. I started with, we're helping out Cherry Martinez, and then, definitely DJ Self and the union were a part of my my early stages of my career. Self asked me to help with a lot of his artists back then, and and everybody knows the Cardi B correlation there. But again, I did not come in through Self on that note. But again, Self has been an advocate and a true supporter of my career. So shout out to him. Thank you, brother.
Shout out DJ Self.
Yes.
Always running into him in the craziest places. I seen him at a Sandy Lau's party. That's like one of Ludacris's partner. Actually, I didn't even know it at first. He had like the shades on, but I'm having them do like birthday shout outs for Sandy or whatever. I was like, oh, Self. He was talking about this yacht party he did with him. But now I have to ask you, right? Because you brought it up. This will be my last question. But now, what happened with the Ebro thing that you thought I was gonna ask you about?
No, because the guys, we're doing promo, so of course, Hitmaker, is definitely the hottest, current radio producer, with all the radio hits, and that's what I was alluding to. Yes, exactly. His name speaks for itself.
I feel like there's more to that story, but.
I mean, you can just go watch. Shout out to Ebro in the morning. Hi, Peter.
Y'all lucky I had a lot going on this week, otherwise I would already know. But we're gonna follow up with Chanel on that one. Did you have any last questions? No. Okay, well, I mean, we definitely want to thank you for coming out, dropping these keys to success.
I want to give one freebie.
Yes, please.
A freebie, and I always say this if you look up any of my interviews. The most important things, and this irritates the hell out of me if it doesn't, excuse me, kids, is to make sure that all of your, especially these day and age where there's so many different social media platforms, make sure, I don't care if you are a beverage, I don't care if you're an artist, I don't care if you are an actor, I don't care what it is, your brand is your brand. Please make sure on all platforms your name is the same. Don't talked about this. Don't be Chanel Ray 1 on Twitter, and then PQ Chanel on Instagram, and Nelly on TikTok. Like, that's not a thing. Make sure, start with that. Start with making sure that I can find you.
Yes.
If I am Googling someone and they have all these different names, I don't know who is who. Mm-hmm. And I'm not taking you seriously.
Yep.
100%. I'm so glad you said that.
We talked about this before.
We definitely have multiple episodes, like, have the same name, because nobody wants to feel like they doing mad homework. Like, we got a bibliography. We got to get these different sources to find out what's going on. Make it easy so you can be found, right? Your goal is to be found.
And if you guys ever find a PQ Chanel on any other platform, they're hackers, or they're like, no.
I will hit report.
Legit.
Yes.
Report them ASAP.
Right.
But yeah, thank you for the major keys.
Yeah, thank
Hopefully
you so
in our
much.
next segment, we'll see if we get a couple minutes out you for the fast flow game, because we like to do that real quick. But the major keys you've been dropping, also let them know where they can follow you on social media, because one, y'all can just learn, be inspired just from watching our page, or two, if you're really trying to do your stuff seriously, y'all should be getting these A1 publicists out there. Publicists.
I'm going to stop you there. But yes, follow me real quick. PQ Chanel on everything. PQCHANEL.
Yes.
I was born Couture. Yes, that's my real name.
Yes.
No, but the PR thing.
Yeah.
Remember when we started this conversation, I told you that I networked across, and that means that, Drewski and I were interns at the same time. Mm-hmm. As his career grew, my career grew. Shout out to Juanito. Yes. Shout out to Dominican Drew. all of these guys who are now executives, Dominican Drew, again, we started off at this level at Hot 97. He's now over at Apple, basically running Apple Music. So, you know, network across. Most people cannot afford a $5,000 retainer for a publicist, but I'm sure you know a upcoming publicist that wants to work with you and grow with you. If it was not for Drewski, Juanito, East Styles, all of my DJs that were at my level, I would not work with Dipset. I would not work with Chinks. I would not work with WWE. All of these guys, all of these clients came in by referral, and we networked across. Right now, you know, shout out to Drewski and his new show I'm about to run to the premiere party for. Yeah. But again, that's all started because we started together and we stayed together and we decided to support each other in everything and every stage.
For sure.
So don't think you got a network up. Across is the way.
And then when I say A1 too, just to be clear, like well, we always talk about like the quality. So someone that has that work ethic and the consistency, you know, so not just, you know, necessarily like accolades, but quality and consistency. Like, I feel like no one can tell me different. I have an A1 team, whether we got the plaques yet or not, we know the plaques are going to be there, you know? So who's going to put that time and energy into what you're doing and be consistent? And sometimes it might not be family. It could be family. It might not. It might be somebody you just met. It might be someone you knew for 10 years. Absolutely. It might be someone you knew 1 month. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, for sure. But I love what you said about the networking across. And that was a constant thing because even our last guest was saying, like, you know, like working with different artists that are coming up and just got signed, talking about, oh, I want to get a verse for Future. Well, Future might not want to work with you at this point in time, but if you work across.
Or even producers and different songwriters, like, yeah, no. I mean, I'm not saying that when you do get to a certain level, you don't start to reach up. Yeah. But for the consistency, it's that we grow together.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I love that. I love that. So y'all heard it first. Make sure y'all stay tuned. And, of course, y'all can follow her at
Natika Music on all platforms.
On all platforms. It doesn't change. Mine is at The Real K to Don. All right, YouTube, it is just the K. It's just K to Don.
Change that.
Well, you know, we're going to make that The Real K to Don started today. But it's going down. And remember, why hate when you can love first?
It's the Love First podcast.
Yeah.
I love that.
Don't cry when I come around. I want to see you smile. Don't cry when I come around. I want to see you smile. You could call me daddy, 'cause I'll always be here to hold you tight in my arms and protect you. You could call me daddy, 'cause I'll always be here to hold you tight in my arms and protect you.